Matt, Thursday evening, third week in a row, and fourth week in five. You've managed to have a full week's training with the players, and I guess it's been follow on from the last few games of a really positive atmosphere after that late equaliser at Colchester.
Yeah, definitely. Certainly helps, doesn't it? As I say to you after the game, I think some when you score that late feel like a defeat, and some feel like a win, even though it ends up as a draw, and that certainly felt like a win, and got what we deserved out of the game as well, which would have been extremely hard to go in and talk to the players and then come out and speak to yourself after a good performance and not coming away with anything. So, no, delighted for everyone involved, especially the supporters who travelled up in their numbers and were in full voice as well. I was really pleased for them, the players, and everyone connected to the club of backing it up with another good performance and a good point on the road against a real form team.
And building up now towards this coming Saturday at home to Tranmere Rovers. Look at the league table has got people saying it's a really important game. To you, is it a bit early in the season to be talking that ready for 6 pointers or things like that at this stage of the season, or how have you
Yeah.
approached it?
No, it definitely is for me, to be honest. It's we're a third of the way through the season, roughly, and it's still a hell of a lot of football to be played. I'm just concentrating on ourselves, like I've been saying to you many times. I feel we've gone 5 really good performances in a row now. I feel that the results are turning, the performances are certainly there. If we keep our performance levels where we're setting them and keep improving on that, then not every week, not every game, but results are going to come and points are going to be put on the board. So, we're just concentrating on ourselves. So to play a team, whether they're near us towards the bottom or whether they're one of the top teams, we've gone and shown that we can compete with anyone. We've gone to one of the hardest away grounds and toughest teams in the favourites to win the league in Wrexham and gone toe-to-toe with them for 80-odd minutes, and a wonderful strike takes the game away from us. But like I say, I think we can beat anyone on our day, and certainly anyone can beat us on their day, and I think that goes for the whole league. So we're just concentrating on ourselves, the performances, and keep racking up the points, and not getting too involved in saying 6 pointers and whatever at this stage of the season is maybe a little bit extreme for me. It's whether we're playing Stockport home, who are the top team at the moment, or whether we're playing Tranmere at home, who are in and around us. Both have got threats, experienced managers, and tough players, and you have to be right on it to earn every point. So regardless of who we're playing, we've got to be at it to keep putting points on the board.
I guess the only concession you would make is that in the league position, the chance to win and climb above them and off the foot of the table would be a big psychological boost to the players.
Yeah, I think that would be the case wherever you are in the league. If you've got an opportunity to know, regardless of any other results, that you've got a chance to move above someone, then that maybe adds a little bit. I can see what you're saying in that, but we're just concentrating on trying to. We've gone 3 unbeaten, back-to-back home wins, back at home again. Can we just go and make it 3? Can we make it 3 home wins in a row? And put another 3 points on the board and dust ourselves down and take us into the FL Trophy on Tuesday night.
We always have a tough game against Tranmere. Presumably, you're expecting nothing different with Nigel Adkins having taken over, experienced manager who knows his way around this league a lot.
Of course he does, and he knows how to win football. He's had many years of winning football matches, and he's a very experienced manager. So shrewd appointment by them to sort of steady the ship from the early form. And he's picked up a good result last weekend. I watched their game against Stevenage, taking high flyer, strong Stevenage side away from home. We were a playoff team in League One, taking them and feeling really hard done by to go and score one late to equalise, but to go out of the competition with a 100th minute injury time goal. They would feel very disappointed and gutted with that. So it goes to show how strong they are to go and take Stevenage all the way, and they've got some good players and some experienced players as well. And Saturday be a tough game, of course.
And I guess that they're in a similar situation, identical situation to the one we were in last week, of going into an away game, still not having picked up a point away from home. We managed to break that duck last week, so it goes without saying that that's something they're going to be keen to get off their back as quickly as possible.
Well, of course, and I wouldn't know exactly how they're feeling, but I know how I was feeling, where I felt we certainly deserved to pick up points, stroke wins in some of the away games that we've gone and been at this season, being 1-0 up at Barrow and Newport County. I could go through some, but yeah, eventually getting off the mark, and deservedly so, against Colchester. I'm sure they would be feeling maybe they deserved and should have got off and running with some points on the board in some of their away games this season. And certainly even, getting a replay at Stevenage to take them back to Prenton Park for the replay, which would have been this week. So, I'm sure they'll be working extremely hard to do that as well.
And the only game in the top 4 divisions this weekend that's in London, so we're sort of in the spotlight a little bit. Should be a good attendance and a good atmosphere and good occasion.
Well, I'm sure they'll bring decent support down as well. They always travel well in their numbers, and like you say, being the only game in London in the Football League, and the numbers and the support that we've been getting at home, and now through a bump in the road here with us, that supporters still came out in their numbers and stuck through us in voice as well. That I'm sure there'll be a big crowd in Gander Green Lane on the weekend, and looking forward to supporting us and the boys and pushing on for hopefully another win.
Big advantage last week. You were able to get Dominic Gape into the starting lineup for the first time and play nearly a full game. He's shaping up well during training. Any other team news from during the week?
Well, unfortunately, Craig Clay just felt a little bit in the warm up. He hadn't trained the majority of the week anyway. Managed to train on Friday. That's why Dom came into the team. But then he just had a bit of a reoccurrence, bit of something in there. So we erred on the side of caution and took him off the bench with that, finding that out halfway through the warm up. So he's touch and go for the weekend. He's got a chance, definitely, but it'd be another late call, I think, on that one. And I'm not going to mention who yet, because it wouldn't be right to give that information out just yet. But there was a couple of knocks we picked up on Saturday, which has affected their week's training this week. Obviously, we got the option of Ben Goodliff returning from suspension. Rob Milson, who was a bit similar to Craig Clay, really hadn't trained all week last week, but he's had a good week's training. And as you say, Dom coming in for his first start as well has allowed him to get some valuable minutes. So we'll see where we are. It's Thursday night now, as you said at the start. We'll be back in the morning, seeing where those few players are and picking the team accordingly.
And of course, with Rob Milson, it's extra important because Sam Hart's still sidelined with his broken wrist. So important to get the left-footed left back into your lineup. I guess you'd much prefer that than having to play somebody who's right-footed there. Yeah,
ideally, of course. Yeah, I thought Joe did well there, and he's played there before for us. And Jacko slotted in at right back, and the experience and quality he brings to us. So we've certainly got options, but as I say, we'll be in the morning and speaking to the medical team and the individuals concerned, and picking that fittest and injury-free team squad to go and get us another result on the weekend, hopefully.
And I guess another advantage of not having a midweek game, you were able to go and watch the FA Cup replay at Horsham on Tuesday night. Home to Barnsley in the next round. What do you think of the game? In a way, was it quite good? Because after half an hour, you virtually knew which side you had to concentrate on.
Yeah, it was. I'm pleased the replay was at Horsham and not at Barnsley, because it meant I didn't have to travel too far to go and see what felt like a real proper cup tie. A real carnival actually packed in, and there was a real good buzz around the ground before the game. So it was just disappointing for Horsham, who have done so well to get there and did brilliant at Oakwell to force the replay, just to concede so early and then back it up with another second to really deflate the crowd and the night and the occasion, to take the game away from them. And once they got the third, there was no coming back there. So, like you say, you quickly knew who we were going to be facing in the next round. And I know it's still a couple of weeks away, but we look forward to really try and have a good go at home against a strong League One opposition.
I say it's a couple of weeks away, and there's plenty to be going on. So presumably that's now on the back burner until after next weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've obviously got a few games to deal with first before we get back into that FA Cup action.
Did it give you a chance also to watch Charlton last night in advance of the Bristol Street Motors Trophy game next Tuesday?
Yeah, of course, and a good friend of mine, Steve McKim, who's obviously worked and played for the club previously, and such a big supporter of the club, and always gets down, I know, when he can. And he was there when I had a Guinness with him when we won the National League that night. So I get on really well with Steve, and I've spoken to him a few times recently, and wishing him all the best of luck in the cup run, and what a fantastic result at Charlton to force the replay. So yeah, I was definitely two eyes on that. Obviously, one on Charlton for next week, but really wishing Steve well and wanting to continue that run and try and get a shot. But unfortunately, it wasn't be tonight. But him and Cray Valley can certainly hold their heads high and be really proud of the cup run they've had.
Well, that one comes up next Tuesday, but before that, we worry about Tranmere on Saturday and hoping for, as we said earlier, a big crowd, good atmosphere, get behind the team, and hopefully push us on to three points, keep the improvement going.
Exactly. So, yeah, just thank the support again at Colchester, outstanding in the previous 2 home games. So, look forward to seeing them in their numbers and voice on the weekend to get right behind us.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot as always for talking to us, Matt, and we'll catch up with you on Saturday.
Brilliant. Thanks, Tony. Cheers.